Alright, so this is a live stream that's not being shared until I make this basically a video, but I can't record anything besides like Roblox games and all that, or games in general. This is the next best thing to do. So I'm exposing everything that Jake has done so far. I think there might be more that I'm missing. Let me go make sure that I'm not missing any. Yeah, okay, I'm not missing any at the current moment. We do not have much, but we have 10 screenshots, pretty much proving how corrupt he is and a bad person overall. So we're first gonna start off with screenshot number 1, which is this one. So this is our conversation at the very start when we found out that he first banned someone. Yeah, you guys can read this, but I'm gonna quickly go through it. I said, "Yo, what the hell? What happened?" Showed a picture of them saying that Jake banned Chase, and then he said, "I'm not dealing with her BS," and I left. I'm not dealing with this crap. I'm not gonna cuss in this video. And then they said I banned. He said I banned one person. Person got unbanned and added back. Now moving on to this one. Let me give it time. Okay. They did nothing wrong. That's why they were banned. As a matter of fact, you were being rude to them. I saw y'all's messages, which we'll get to in a minute. He said, "I'm aware, so I'm done. I'm not helping anymore. I'm sick of this crap. They did nothing wrong, so he had no right to ban them." So now we'll get on to the person who he was being rude to, his conversation with him. Let me see. Okay. Okay, so here's only 2 of the 3 screenshots. I don't feel like getting out the other. So let me know this one too. I'm just bored. All I do is make maps for fun, but I just want to work for someone as of now. So let the owner know, which was me. His one response was, "The house is mid." I said, "Damn, I see how it is. The trees are fine. Gas station is our future." That's all I have to say. So it's not too rude, but this is a bull crap that we'll get to in a minute. So he sends an invite to Project Kansas, which mind you is where all of this he banned me from, pretty much. He got me banned from Project Kansas for him being corrupt in me, ruining his reputation, which actually I can get to in a minute. Hold on. I just remember I can get to that in a minute. Yeah, because I had a conversation with one of the moderators. I'm not going to say the moderator's name because I don't want the moderator to get any issues done and all that. But I'm gonna read this part off. Actually, they said I actually messaged him at 11:33 in the morning saying, "Why do you want me to apologize to Jake for being corrupt? Why is the water going even louder? Jesus." He ruined his own reputation by becoming corrupt in the first place, which I had another chat with another one of the mods and all that. Here, I'll just screenshot this. Okay, we'll share. So here's what one of the moderators said. Well, actually, the owner himself, apparently, or one of the other moderators, the head mod or the head dev, can't entirely remember. He said, "Tell him he won't get unbanned until he apologizes to Jake and Jake's DMs for ruining his reputation." Which, mind you, he ruined himself. That's all there is to it. But anyway, we'll go back to this. So that's about that part. That's about Project Kansas. Ignore the background noise, by the way. I'm having to speak over the water. For some reason, the water keeps getting louder. Anyway, the person said, "Nah, I ain't join this crap when," with a heartbroken emoji. With a heartbreak emoji. He said, "You asked for an invite." He said, "I asked for a photo." Jake said, "What? The shelter is not a leak. I've seen it exclusively." Apple then responded by saying, "Cool," and Jake responded by saying, "Get out of my DMs," for no apparent reason. So, Apple's one response was, well, y'all guys can see it right there. I'm not going to go into detail what it says. I'm not going to actually say it, but y'all guys can see it right there. And that's where he was blocked. Now, moving on to this one. This was by one of my other friends, who actually has more subs than me and all that. This is what Jake said to him in his comments section. "Getting mad at someone for banning two people of anything, you're the only one who's rude. Literally, you were not involved in this at all. You got yourself involved. Told people to unsub. I lost one sub and gained two more. So yeah, nice try. Can't ruin my reputation." Which, mind you, this friend, I'm not gonna say who it is. If they want to say who it is, they can feel free to. But I will be tagging everybody who I've told this information to and all that too. So they can see the full thing, is because some of them don't know the full thing. They should know some of the stuff I've been screenshotting and all that. So yeah, there's him saying that. And then this was in another person's Discord server. "Breaking news, Jake has been fired from co-owner in my server for banning Chase and Voltage for personal reasons. I will release a statement later on this." And he said, "I am Pitbull, so it was worth it banning the kid. I had fun. 10 out of 10 would do it again." And then we're not going to go into detail on who this is exactly, so we'll just go like that. You know what? Oh well, at this point, this is all going anyway. Okay, so Jake's one response to this dude sending an attachment, which I will actually show in a minute. Give me 1 second. Actually, no, I cannot show it actually, because of something said to someone else, not to be disclosed and all that. Womp Womp already said to some people it was Voltage, got him banned from a few servers, which he only got me banned from one, so I don't know where he got a few, because a few is two, but you know, he only got me banned from one, and that was the one that he was staffing, which he was probably acting corrupt, and then banned me for no reason. And then here's the part where Alex comes in. Alex and this random idiot comes into the play. So this was earlier today on my live stream, where I was doing live severe weather coverage. He isn't corrupt. He banned someone. L Rider. What those sounds on the background, which this person is one of my friends who was involved in the situation and all that. And the person said, "You're the only one being rude. I'm out." And then you're really writing him, bro, which literally don't know how proving how he's corrupt and all that is, that. But yeah, we'll ignore that part. And then Alex says, "L stream, Jake ain't done crap," which I had showed all my evidence at the time. So proving that he did stuff, they just don't want to believe it because they're too brainwashed into thinking that Jake is some innocent dude. And then this random dude says, "Does he not have the right to block someone?" Which never said anything about blocking someone. Don't know where the hell they got that information from. And then the person said, "Use the evidence because I'm in Jake's server. He doesn't care." Then why was he messaging me repeatedly? Acting like a big fan of me. Like, That's not doesn't care type of treatment. That's cares, and it's just not apologizing for what he did, but gets hurt over me showing concrete evidence, mind you, of our DMs and all that. He gets hurt over that. It's just his ego. He does care because it hurts his ego and reputation. That's all he cares about. And why you mad at him or something? Lies. What's that water noise? Which was the water noise that's in here right now, which is just water. Oh my god, whoopsies. And then he said, "I don't see anything wrong," which I will show evidence. And then he showed up again. This dude showed up, and then the strong person said, "I see nothing. Nothing. E. That don't mean crap. He isn't corrupt to ban someone," and that's where I showed you guys that. And then the final piece of evidence, which is where he falsely accused me of something, even though I was playing Twisted, even at the time that he messaged me. I didn't get it till almost 30 minutes later. I didn't get the message till almost 30 minutes later because I was busy on VC in my Discord server around this time. For actually an hour before that time even. So I didn't even try anything. And he says, "Nice try, bud. You failed. What a loser. Tried raiding my server. Now I can get you banned from games, and I have proof. Thanks." So, Jake, if you're watching this, DM me your proof. Your supposed proof that you have of me trying to raid your server. Because trust me, if I wanted to, I would have. Just stating that out there. Which I don't try to raid people's servers. I'm not like how you are. Which, mind you, he had an alt account. He got temp banned from Twisted Discord server. Then he had an alt account in there, which I think is also banned or temp banned. So yeah, that is my concrete evidence that he is corrupt and a bad person overall. See you guys later.